My daughter's English teacher accused her of buying essays online, so I set a trap and what I caught wasn't my kid cheating. It was the classmate who'd been robbing her blind for an entire semester. Maya is 15, a sophomore, and writing is her whole personality. She's the kid who reads with a flashlight and drafts essays 3 times because the second version was boring, Dad. So when she came home in October, shaking, saying Mr. Whitfield had flagged her literature essay for plagiarism, I assumed it was a mix-up that would take 1 email to fix. It wasn't. Whitfield ran every paper through a checking service, and Maya's essay had matched, nearly word for word, a paper posted on one of those homework mill websites. Posted, according to the site, 2 days before Maya submitted hers. In his office, he turned his monitor around like a detective in a bad movie and said, "The internet doesn't lie. The upload came first." She got a 0 and an academic integrity warning. 1 more strike meant a hearing and a permanent mark on the transcript that colleges see. Here's what Whitfield didn't know. I'd watched her write that essay at our kitchen table over 4 nights, muttering about symbolism. The words were hers, the way her laugh is hers. When your kid is wired like that, you don't need a website's timestamp. You need to figure out how her work got on that website before she turned it in. Maya walked me through her process. The class used a shared folder system. Every student had a drive folder for drafts, so Whitfield could see their process. The folders were supposed to be private between each student and him, but Maya remembered that back in September, for a peer editing unit, kids had swapped access with their assigned partners. Nobody ever revoked anything. Half the class could still open the other half's folders, and no one had thought about it since. Her peer editor from September was a senior year-bound junior named Colton, an athlete with a GPA he talked about like a stat line, taking the class for an easy A that apparently wasn't coming easily. I didn't accuse anyone. I did what I do at work when we suspected data leak. I salted the well. That weekend, Maya wrote a brand new practice essay we never intended to submit, and buried in the 3rd paragraph, we planted a specific invented phrase, a fake quote attributed to a critic who does not exist, a name I made up using my grandmother's maiden name. She saved it to her drafts folder Sunday night, then we waited. Wednesday, the essay appeared on the homework site, fake critic and all. My made-up scholar, quoted verbatim, on a public cheating website, in a document Maya had never printed, emailed, or submitted anywhere. It had lived in exactly 1 place on Earth, that drafts folder. The uploader's username was some gamer tag. It took 1 evening of ordinary searching to find the same tag on a public gaming profile, and the same tag, incredibly, in the bio of a social media account with a kid's face on it. Colton. He wasn't even careful. Why would he be? He wasn't just stealing Maya's work to submit as his own. He was uploading her drafts to the site to earn download credits, which is how those sites pay you, and because her drafts hit the site before her final versions hit the plagiarism checker, the system flagged her as the copier. He'd turned my daughter's own talent into evidence against her. I requested a meeting with the principal and asked specifically that Mr. Whitfield attend. I brought a folder, drive access log showing Colton's account opening Maya's drafts folder 11 times since September. Timestamps down to the minute. The salted essay, the fake critic, the upload under his traceable username, posted before the document had ever left our house. I watched Whitfield read the fake quote twice. Then he took his glasses off and said quietly, "She couldn't have copied this. It didn't exist anywhere else." That's right, it didn't. Colton was called in with his parents and folded almost immediately. Credits, the whole scheme, 4 other students' folders. The site got a takedown demand from the district's lawyer. His integrity hearing happened instead of Maya's, and Whitfield, credit where it's due, did the hard thing. He stood in front of 3rd period and told the class he'd accused a student based on a timestamp instead of a person, that he'd been wrong, and that Ms. Maya deserved to hear it in the same room where she'd been doubted. Her 0 became a 96. Last week, Maya left a new draft on the kitchen table with a sticky note. 3rd version. The second one was boring. Nobody will ever take her words again. We changed the permissions.